Embracing the new normal in addressing the challenge of quality in basic education, you are listening to Radyo Z-eskwela, Siguradong Masaya. You can also listen and watch this episode via live stream at Z Radio 88.5 and DepEd Tayo Division of Davao de Oro Facebook pages. Good afternoon, grade 12 students. This is School in the Air for grade 12 English. Get ready, and we will learn new things today. I am your teacher, KESHA M. DIANO. And for an hour, we will explore our lesson for the subject 21st Century Literature from the Philippines and the world. A dull pencil is better than a sharp memory. So please use your module, your notebook, and pen all throughout the discussion so you may take down notes, learnings, and as well as questions for clarifications. The following are some reminders in using your module. Use the module with care. Do not put unnecessary marks on any part of the module. Use a separate sheet of paper in answering the exercises. Don't forget to answer what I know before moving on to the other activities included in the module. It is a multiple choice activity that aims to check what you already know about the lesson to take. Read the instructions carefully before doing each task. As for this episode, I will be with you as we accomplish some of the tasks and activities for Quarter 1, Module 4 of the subject, 21st Century Literature from the Philippines and the world. Observe honesty and integrity in doing the task and checking your answers. Finish the task at hand before proceeding to the next. Return this module to your teacher or facilitator once you are through with it. Shall we start grade 12 learners? Let us start. Our topic is the creative representation of a literary text. Module 4 is composed of 2 lessons. Lesson 1, Multimedia formats in interpreting literary text, and Lesson 2, Applying ICT skills in interpreting literary texts. For today's episode, we will focus on Lesson 1. At the end of this episode, you are expected to apply ICT skills in crafting an adaptation of a literary text and show an appreciation on the use of multimedia to creatively interpret a literary text. In the previous lesson, you have learned about how literary, biographical, linguistic, and socio-cultural contexts enhance the text's meaning and enrich the reader's understanding. Specifically, how biographical context is used to understand the poem Padre Faura witnesses the execution of Rizal. In this module, you will be learning that close analysis and critical interpretations of literary texts could be done through the use of varied multimedia formats, aside from understanding the context of a literary piece. But before you learn something new, try to do this activity and let us answer the following questions. First question, who authored the poem Padre Faura witnesses the execution of Rizal? Do you still remember? Yes, the answer is Danton Remoto. Second question, what is a biography? A biography is usually a written history of a person's life. Third question, which type of content is formed by the beliefs, experiences, education, and culture of the author? What do you think? Remember your activity in the previous lesson where you studied the beliefs, experiences, education, and culture of Dr. Lydia S. Villanueva, the author of the poem Ernest Fish? That is the author's context. I hope you still recall the previous lesson. As you have accomplished the What's In activity, I believe you have fully comprehended our previous lesson. It is now time for us to proceed to our next lesson. How do you interpret literary texts? What methods and tools do you use in trying to understand the author, content, characters, and message of a text? Have you used your mobile phone, laptop, or computer in understanding and appreciating literary works of varied authors? refer to your modules and check out the What's New activity on page 7. Let us now listen to the audiovisual presentation of a group of students interpreting the song of Levi Celerio, Ang Pipit. For those who have access to the internet, you may access the video in the link found on your module. Your teacher may also provide a downloaded copy of the video that students can store in their smartphones or memory sticks. If you do not have access to it, you may use the transcript of the video on page 27 of your module. After listening or watching the video or reading the transcript of the video, you will answer the following questions. Number 1. What message does the lyricist, Levi Celerio, convey in his song? Number 2. How did the students interpret the song? And number 3. What media platform did the students use in interpreting the song? Have you listened or watched the video well? Or have you internalized the message of the song Ang Pipit as you read the transcript of the video? We will have a short break for you to answer the given questions.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
We are back. You are still tuned in to School in the Air for Grade 12 English, 21st Century Literature from the Philippines and the world, with the topic, Creative Representation of a Literary Text. Lesson 1, Multimedia Formats in Interpreting Literary Text. Earlier, we have listened to an audio-visual presentation of a group of students interpreting the song of Levi Celerio, Ang Pipit. A transcript of the video on page 27 of your module is provided for those who do not have access to it. You are also tasked to internalize the message of the poem by answering the following essential questions. First question, what message does the lyricist Levi Celerio convey in his song? In the song Ang Pipit, a bird has her wing injured by a rock thrown by a man, likely from a slingshot. The bird was so hurt she couldn't fly. Like a person, she spoke up. "O cruel man, how pitiless your heart is. If I die, there is a pipit bird who will cry." Accordingly, the song is a metaphorical representation of how our country gets abused and abandoned. When we say metaphorical, the poor creature pipit, hit by a stone, suffered pain, and unable to fly, is likened to our country, where Filipinos suffer from various societal problems such as poverty, harassment, and abuse. Second question, how did the students interpret the song? The students interpreted the song using instruments that were not commonly used. The instruments used were a vitamin C case, shoes, wall, an acoustic guitar, clap, fork, and a cabinet. Third question, what media platform did the students use in interpreting the song? The students recorded a video for their song interpretation and posted it on YouTube. Have you found studying literature more exciting with multimedia supports where you can actively and collaboratively build knowledge structures using technology? Evidently, most of the learners like you have realized the huge impact of the use of multimedia in studying literature. It provides opportunities for learners like you to construct and reconstruct your ideas in audio and visual formats. Through multimedia platforms, you can apply a wide range of strategies to understand, interpret, and evaluate text. Open your modules on page 8, and we will explore concepts on multimedia formats. Dave Marshall defined multimedia as computer-controlled integration of text, graphics, drawings, still and moving images or video, animation, audio, and any other media where every type of information can be represented, stored, transmitted, and processed digitally. Here are some of the multimedia formats that you can use to creatively interpret various genres of literary text. Blog or a weblog is a website containing informational articles about a person's own opinions, interests, and experiences. These are usually changed regularly. One popular example that was discussed in our first episode last October is the personal blog Becoming Filipino by Canadian Kyle Jennerman, popularly known as Kulas. It tells about his journey trying to become a Filipino through travel, experience, and sharing happiness. Another multimedia format is mind mapping. Mind mapping is a graphical technique to visualize connections of ideas and pieces of information. This tool structures information to better analyze, comprehend, synthesize, recall, and generate new ideas. You can use a Microsoft Word or online mind mapping tools in creating a mind map. A mind map involves writing down a central theme and thinking of new and related ideas which radiate from the center. By focusing on key ideas written down in your own word and looking for connections between them, you can map knowledge in a way that will help you to better understand and retain information. This third type of multimedia format, mobile phone textula, is a traditional Filipino poem. A particular example of this poem is a tanaga that is consisted of 4 lines with 7 syllables each, with the same rhyme at the end of each line. Here's an example by John Carres Torres. Sa sining nakairikit, na siyang nakakaakit, sa banyagang may inggit, sa sining na may antig. Next, we have slideshow presentation. A slideshow presentation is created with the use of Microsoft PowerPoint. It contains series of pictures or pages of information or slides arranged in sequence and often displayed on a large screen using a video projector. A slideshow may be a presentation of images purely for their own visual interest or artistic value, sometimes unaccompanied by description or text, or it may be used to clarify or reinforce information, ideas, comments, solutions, or suggestions which are presented verbally. When using slideshow presentation in understanding, interpreting, and evaluating a text, you may use images to convey emotion and to illustrate your point. We also have tag cloud. Tag cloud is a visual, stylized arrangement of words or tags within a textual content, such as websites, articles, speeches, and databases. Tag clouds, are also known as word clouds, are visual displays of text data, simple text analysis. They display the most prominent or frequent words in a body of text. With tag cloud, large records can be categorized intuitively by popularity or frequency using catchwords. That way, a tag cloud can reflect the content of a website or blog quite well. Another multimedia format is video. A video is an electronic device used to record, copy, playback, broadcast, and display moving visual media. A video conveys huge amounts of information in a short time. You can say more in a shorter amount of time on video as compared to text. Video is more engaging to the senses, so it can convey more information by showing and telling at the same time. I hope you listened well. We have just discussed 6 multimedia formats that you can use to creatively interpret various genres of literary texts. After a short break, we will proceed to the What's More activities where we can solidify your understanding and skills on the topic.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix Corvada Tagum Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Maze Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Before our break, we have just discussed the lesson Multimedia Formats in Interpreting Literary Text. You may have realized the huge impact of the use of multimedia in studying literature. We only discussed some multimedia formats that you can use to creatively interpret various genres of literary text. These formats are blog, mind mapping, mobile phone textula, slideshow presentation, tag cloud, and video. These multimedia formats provide opportunities for learners like you to construct and reconstruct your ideas in audio and visual formats. Through multimedia platforms, you can apply a wide range of strategies to understand, interpret, and evaluate text. Let us now apply today's lesson. Your module is packed with various activities to enhance your knowledge and comprehension, as well as improve your reading, writing, and ICT skills. Check out the What's More activities on page 10. Let us start with Activity 1, Mind Mapping. Read carefully and follow these instructions. Number 1. Create a cluster map as shown on your module. Number 2. Write related concepts on multimedia formats used to interpret literary text in the cluster map. Number 3. Write a brief explanation of the cluster map. And number 4. Send your outputs to your teacher. For the fourth instruction, your subject teacher may choose alternative multimedia platforms or ICT tools available in the locality, other than the one mentioned in your module, the messenger, to be used in the performance and submission of your outputs. Please be updated with your subject teacher's instructions. Let us proceed to the second activity. For Activity 2, Mobile Textula. Read carefully and follow these instructions. Number 1. Read the transcriptions on page 27 or watch again the video clip Ang Pipit by Levi Celerio. Number 2. Create a mobile phone textula reflecting your interpretation on the message of the song. And number 3. Send your output to your teacher via text messaging. For the third instruction, your subject teacher may choose alternative multimedia platforms or ICT tools available in the locality, other than the one mentioned in the module, that is text messaging, to be used in the performance and submission of your outputs. Please be updated with your subject teacher's instructions. Today indeed is a worthwhile learning experience for our subject, 21st Century Literature from the Philippines and the world. DepEd Davao de Oro continues to deliver quality in basic education in this new normal. I am teacher KESHA M. DIANO, leaving you this inspiring quote from Brian Herbert. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice.
Radyo Z-eskwela Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, Eufemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members: Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Elbicris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangi, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Dalan S. Milabat, Medar T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland D. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riven Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banias. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian and Hara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istanyol, Richard H. Arellano, Lee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Arai.